will make you smile. Clips, 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 clips. Welcome to the clips. The fun never ends. We'll dive into topics, make new best friends. So grab a seat, get ready to go on the Clips Podcast Show. Let's enjoy the flow. Ain't nobody messing with mine. We'll discuss the latest trends and news. Laugh and debate, leave you feeling amused. Oh yeah, Tim the man as your host will keep the energy high. Interviews and stories that will touch the sky. Let's talk.
All right. Hey, y'all, I bet you Jazz probably watching us right now. She can't help but watch us. Hey, she missed she was with us. She can't help it. Let me go set this chat up in case she chat in live or something. Yeah, here you go, chat. Got the chat set up. She might chat in live. All right. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. Let me get this here. Tonight's podcast is basically about the decline in 4-year college. Well, basically, black men declining going to college now. Why is so many black men not going to college? And things of that nature.
When you doing college?
So let's watch the video, and maybe you guys can help me figure this out.
So here's an article that just came out from Pew Research. Fewer young men are in college, especially at 4-year colleges. Now, what is this going to do for society going forward? If people don't understand how these numbers right now impact a few years from now, they're not paying attention. Okay, let's get into the article and some of the numbers. College enrollment among young Americans has been declining gradually over the past decade. In 2022, the number of 18 to 24-year-olds enrolled in college was down approximately 1.2 million from its peak in 2011. So 1.2 million is what it's down. So if you look at this graph right here, the dark green is 2011 and the lighter green is 2022. So if you look at the 2 and 4 year combined, the percent drop is just 47% or 44%. So that's a smaller drop. If you look at the 2-year between 2011 and 2022, the 2-year has gone up slightly in 2022. But you can see here that the biggest drop comes from the 4-year colleges. 47% of 18 to 24-year-olds were enrolled in 2011. 42% were enrolled in 2022. So the biggest drop comes from 4-year colleges. Now let's talk about what this means. Most of the decline is due to fewer young men pursuing college. About 1 million fewer young men are in college, but only 0.2 million fewer young women have decided to not go to school. As a result, men make up 44% of college students today, down from 47% in 2011, according to newly released U.S. Census Bureau data. This shift is driven entirely by the falling share of men who are students at 4-year colleges. Today, men represent only 42% of students ages 18 to 24 at 4-year schools, down from 47% in 2011. At 2-year colleges, which are largely community college, the drop in enrollment has been similar for men, so the gender balance has not changed much. Men represent 49% of students aged 18 to 24, slightly up from 48%. The decline in college age enrollment since 2011 is not driven by a drop in overall 18 to 24-year-olds, high school graduates. That number has modestly increased. Instead, the number of high school graduates who are enrolling in college is causing the decline, and the drop has been greater among young men than women. Today, only 39% of young men who have completed high school are enrolled in college, down from 47% in 2011. The rate at which with young female high school graduates enroll has also fallen, but not by nearly as much, from 52% to 48%. So, what this says is that the boys are not being caught, like the failing boys in high school have not been caught. And they might be graduating, but they are not graduating and going directly into college. The high school to college pipeline is drying up for young men. The college drop has impacted the women, the girls, but not as much. So somebody really needs to do something, because we've already seen what the crisis of men is doing as far as the labor market. We've had plenty of articles about that. But what we're seeing right now is going to be exacerbated. Society is about to turn on its head, because if boys are not doing so well in high school, this is going to impact their earning potentials, and it's going to cause even more of a shift, and this could possibly become dangerous. Yes, I know that might sound hyperbolic, but it is true. We're seeing this crisis of lonely men, and it's only going to get worse. Okay, now what is this graph that we see? The gender gap in college enrollment has widened significantly since 2011. So the top line is all 18 to 24-year-olds. So at the top is 2022, then is 2011. In 2022, 39% of young men enrolled in college and 48% of young women enrolled in college. That is a 9% gap. Now, when you break it up by white folks, 40% of white men are enrolling in college as of 2022, 50% of white women. So that's a 10-point gap. In the Black community in 2022, 37% of Black young men are enrolling in college, 47% of Black women are enrolled. So that's a 7-point gap. For Hispanic, 33% of young Hispanic men, whereas 44% of young Hispanic women. So that is a 11-point gap, which is a big gap. Things are really about to change, because these cultures of machismo, patriarchy, toxic masculinity are only going to increase. By race and ethnicity, the widening of the gender gap in college enrollment is most apparent among white high school graduates. Young white women who have finished high school are now 10 percentage points more likely to be enrolled in college than similar men. In 2011, the difference was just 4 points. In 2021, a Pew Research survey found that the reasons people give for not finishing college differ by gender. Among adults who did not have a bachelor's degree and weren't enrolled in college, men were more likely than women to say they didn't go to college because they just didn't want to, or because they didn't feel they needed more education for the type of job they wanted. But men and women were about equally likely to say that being able to afford a 4-year degree was a major reason why they hadn't completed college. I don't know where this shift is going to land us, but college is expensive for everybody. And I know that they are seeing that these numbers are falling and that cost is a factor. We're in an economy where right now the adults that do have college degrees are at a point where, are they going to pay their student loans? Are they going to try to get a house? Are they going to have kids? So there's a conundrum, and young people see this. The cost of where we are versus the wages. Is it even worth it to get a college degree for the job that you need or want? A lot of people are struggling with this. And the education field is in flux. The product that is graduating from high school, is it work? I don't know. Society is just a cluster F right now of major proportions, and I don't see it getting any better. And so, what we see, there's going to be a lot more failing and flailing, and so the education is just going to continue to devolve. Younger and younger, these males are going to get angry and lonely and bitter. Women and girls we're still pulling each other up, and I'm not seeing as much as far as crises for women as I'm seeing for men. So I know that demographics will continue to change. leadership positions will continue to change. But I do want you guys to weigh in and let me know what you think is taking place and what we, kind of guess. What do you think will happen later on down the line, 4 years from now, 10 years from now? Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So here's an article that just came out from.
You muted.
It's not looking good for the working man versus the college man right now. I mean, or the college woman. It's gonna have to be
Can I
some decisions. It's gonna have to be some decisions made based on
can I
the way the economy is.
can I
I
say
What's it?
something though?
Absolutely.
Can
Go
I say
ahead.
something?
Yeah.
First of all, let me preface this by saying this. This is BS to the point to when she said toxic masculinity,
you see
ain't no such
myself. I
damn
was
thing.
like,
Ain't no
I
such
never do it.
damn thing. I call BS on this BS feminine bullshit.
I just want to know for me if she got the college degree, because if she don't have the college degree, I don't think you should even be speaking on something you've never had to struggle with.
But
And
she's just going over the stats
I
of
know,
The
what
stats are skewed, Tim.
they are. They were.
That's and this is what people are not talking about. From the age, from Smoke's generation, my generation to your generation, more black men are in college. I went to a HBCU. Do you understand what I'm saying? There
Hmm.
are more black men in college from 1993 until this present day that have enrolled in college and matriculated, got degrees, than there are being incarcerated. I'm not saying we don't have variables and X factors. Yeah, I watch the first 48 hours just like everybody else. We see these young brothers throwing their life away every day.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean the brothers that who are not. But again, it's media propaganda. It's to discourage the matriculation of black men and black females into higher institutions. And that's why I didn't want my sons to go to PWIs. I wanted them to find themselves at HBCU like I did.
Hmm.
So I completely disagree with that. In the numbers from independent studies outside of what you can Google it. Like JT, can you pull it up right now? No, but you can Google it. There are more black
Okay.
kids graduating from college and going into college, probably
Hmm.
more than ever before in the last 50 years. Why is that? Because the opportunities are available.
I
And the
So
parents of those kids going in are HBCU educated or PWI educated. So there's that tradition, that follow through of what's going on, that legacy of achievement. That's
right. I
the
mean,
stuff.
it's in the declining enrolling in college. It started to decline because let me just ask my first question. So if there's not a lot of, let's just say, young black men enrolling in college, what are they doing for to make a living? What do you think they're doing instead?
so the key point that we're missing is at a 4-year school. There
Hmm.
wasn't a decline at a 2-year institute. And if I knew then at 18 what I know
Hmm.
now, I wouldn't even have gone to college. I would
You
have got
what?
my trade and made more money than what I do with the college degree. There are more people who are plumbers and electricians and surgical technicians and
Right,
IT technicians that make more money than most people with college degrees that didn't go into being nurses or doctors. So
right.
you're gonna,
You
and
see,
even doctors and lawyers are broke, they're paying off college debt. So it's not a decline in them going to school, it's a decline in a 4-year institute. And I don't see anything wrong with that. If you can make more money being a plumber or electrician, why not do that?
Right.
I just
Respectfully,
put it like this:
Go ahead, Smoke.
during my time, right? When I went to school in the '80s, and I was on full ride scholarship, it still took my whole family to keep me in school for 4 years and being on a scholarship
Mm.
because it ain't cheap. Even though I'm on the scholarship, that still ain't save my clothing. That ain't save me eating. It ain't save none of that. So it still costs a lot of money
Right.
to go to college, a 4 year
Right.
college, and that's with me being on scholarship because my brother and sister had to fight to stay in school, whereas the only thing that saved me was me being on scholarship.
So I just want to say one thing really quickly. The mass media introduced this notion from the time Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, that super predator shit, and all black men ain't shit, and black boys don't want to go to college. It took people like Spike Lee. It took people like my frat brother John Singleton to paint a different narrative of what black people are really doing. Yeah, they'll give you the essence of what's going on in the neighborhood, but they're also saying there's an alternative route. And being an educator who works with young black men all the time, like that weighed heavily on my mind about how I look, how I present, what we do. Yes, you are going to pay a significant amount of money
Mm-hmm.
to go to college, to go be a Greek. It's crazy.
Yep.
But these young brothers figure it out. The narrative that the video you presented is not true. If you look at a map, and I have Google evidence right now because I was just like researching this topic just independently. If you look at the difference between how many colleges versus state penitentiaries are by state, the majority trend shows you that there are more state pens versus college outside of California than any other state. So they're creating the farmer system. We're 13% of the population, but we make up 90%, 80%, and conservatively 75% of the prison population. Why is that?
So, I mean, let me read this here. It says for 2022-2023, four-year public universities charge an average of $10,490 per year in tuition and fees for in-state residents and $24,000 for out-of-state students. Private universities charge an average of $46,870 in tuitions and fees per year. Who has the money to go per year to do that?
Okay, that's a great question. If you don't mind, panel, I'm just going to hop in real quick. I have a bachelor's degree in social work from Morgan State University. I have a master's degree at MSSA from Case Western Reserve University. And I have a master in education from Cleveland State University. So I have one bachelor's, two masters, $100,000. It's subsidized by grants, federal loans, whatever, private loans, whatever.
Right.
But I'm never gonna pay that shit back. What I'm saying is,
you sound like the average American about right now. The average American sound just like
you. Trying to feel me because everybody on this panel is college educated. Like, look, you get to know this is like you owe 15, like,
right.
Defer. By the time you can get it, I already made my fortune. I'm gonna die. So you want to get shit? Fuck you. Fuck them. I want to be sensitive because I know you. Now that we're speaking truth, you got people listening and watching.
That's right.
So I don't want to say too much. But what I'm saying is the same way the Rockefellers and all these other people use college institutions, and they pay money out to the bare minimum and absorb debt and put that into their companies. It's the same way I'm trying to do that shit with my kids.
Okay, great.
Loan forgiveness, great. If I can't get it, you ain't gonna get it. Forgive me for being a servant for 20 plus years, damn near 30 years in the public spectrum with a college degree, a bachelor's, and 2 masters.
So what you think about all this, Smoke?
Well,
with the college situation. Well, here, let me just ask this question, then Smoke, you can go and okay. If you have sons or daughters right now, Monique, and the whole panel,
I do.
What are you telling them?
We know.
What are you telling them to get into in today's economy, as far as making a living or being able to survive? Are you telling them to go to college right now? Or are you telling them to just get a trade?
But
I mean, what are we telling our kids right now in this economy today? Not in your time. I'm talking about today, in this time. What are we
Ah,
what are we telling them
you
to
saying
do?
my children, or you saying
Yeah,
my children?
yeah. I'm
Well, my
saying
children are
what
grown.
right. But I'm saying if you had some children today, well, let's do that. What would you tell them? What would you tell them to get into knowing what the economy, how it is now in today's time? What would you tell them? What would you tell them, Monique?
I would,
Yourself. Oh, go ahead, Smoke. I'm sorry.
yeah, I would just tell them they need to do STEM. They need to get in. They need to get in somewhere where they can make money. That their degree will be worth it. If you can't make the money back, you can't pay the money back if you ain't making the money. So the highest paying jobs, most women do not want to be involved in that. So I would tell my daughters, get into some of that STEM, man. That science and stuff pay bills. So
I'm
yeah, I
saying
would
so.
tell them
Right
to
now,
do
to
that.
make a living, what would you tell them to get into?
That's what I'm saying. They would have to get into engineering,
You gotta go to college.
astrophysics.
You gotta go to
Yeah, that's
college.
what I'm saying.
I'm
Yeah,
saying, are
that's
you
what I'm saying. That's what I would tell them to do. To get them to go to school and get into those fields because those fields are the ones that pay.
mhm.
so
Because
can I just
social,
say something to kind of accent with I'm not disagreeing with you at all, brother. When I was a young man, I was about to transition to college. My mother and my father both said to me, one was a social worker, one was a Cleveland police officer. The only way you have guaranteed money is off the misery of others.
yeah, that's true.
They're always going to need somebody to go to jail, rehab. They're always going to need somebody who steps in the breach and defends the people that can't advocate for
Yeah.
themselves. And you're a heterosexual black male in America with a degree. So
Mhm.
whatever path, whether it be law enforcement, whether it be social work, you have a path to change other people's lives. You have a path.
Well,
Your kids are good.
well, nah. I ain't gonna really. Well, I can't really say that
You can't say that.
because I got a bachelor's degree in history, and it was a useless degree for me.
Mm.
'Cause I wasn't gonna teach. I wasn't going into politics,
But did
so it
you
was a waste
follow
of
that up
time.
with any graduate work?
Huh?
Did you follow that up with any graduate work?
No, I had to start making money. I had a kid.
So
So
that's my point. So I'm saying, what do you tell your kids now? You making my point. So what do you tell the kids now? Based on this economy in which we in, do you tell them to go start making money, or do you tell them to go in college and get in debt? Because you're gonna get in debt in
okay,
college,
I
what
would
is
tell them.
debt?
huh?
I would tell them.
America's
I would
three
tell them
trillion.
now.
What is debt? How the fuck can the government stipulate to me about my $100,000 debt when you in debt to nations around the world for 3 trillion? What
Right,
are
you
we
owe them, and then they owe them.
really talking about?
What?
My
Okay, this is what I'm
100,000 don't mean shit. It's a drop in the bucket
well,
compared
here
to
you
your
go.
3 trillion.
Well, here you go. It's a thing called good debt and bad debt.
Oh
Bad
shit.
debt is a liability debt, and good debt is debt that's making you money. But what I'm saying, when you go to college and you take out loans, that's it's an investment in you, but it's not making you any money until you finish. So what I'm saying, what do you tell your kids right now? Go start making money now, or go to college.
I tell
Let's
mine,
not take.
the smoke still ain't answering the question. I tell mine, if you're going to go to college, go for the experience. Yes, the degree is great, but if you're going to get a degree, get something that's going to be long term. Like, get a
Mm-hmm.
field that you know is never going to change. My mom is a nurse, and she wanted me to get into the nursing field. I don't want to be no goddamn nurse. Sorry. I don't want to be no nurse. I don't like people
You
that
want
much.
to be no nurse?
I don't like y'all that much. Baby. I'm sorry. Um, I don't want to be an AMT, any of that. But I did try it. I tried it for all of like 2 weeks, and I realized that was not for me. I got my degree in business management. I'm sorry. I like marketing. That's my that's my area of expertise. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I tell them if you are gonna go for the experience more so than anything. Get your
Okay.
degree. But if you're gonna go for the degree, go for something that belongs. If it were my choice and I could make the choice for them, I wouldn't tell them to go to any, go to a trade school, get a trade that is going to be around.
Right.
Getting
So that's
that you know we're
yes.
gonna.
So that's what I'm asking. You
No,
know.
no, I don't mean to cut you off, Tim.
No, go ahead. She was talking.
That I agree completely with Monique. I
Hmm.
agree completely with Smoke. There's no disagreement. But what
Hmm.
we don't teach our children is, and I'm kind of resentful because my parents said if you get a college degree, you're going to make all this money, you're going to be happy. Lies. So instead of my parents encouraging my passion, whatever that looks like, my kid, my youngest son, is a rapper. Like, I don't like it. Like, I just want to go to law school, finish law degree. Like, I don't hear any of that mumble mouth shit. Like, but that's his passion. I would prefer he chase his passion than to continue to get overwhelmed by student debt trying to do what my expectations were. And I think generationally, from our great grandparents to our grandparents, the modem and the opportunity to change. Smoke is
Hmm.
he's a college graduate.
Right.
I'm a college, but those were things that were placed upon us. Is that that's just how you thrive, you succeed. Yeah, I can call my friend brother like I need a job. I need like 80,000 a year. Like, all right, new send me your resume. It's gonna happen. I don't want to live that life no more. I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and put a suit on and go chase a buck and deal with
Right.
all the idiosyncrasies that come from being a part of the system. Right
Hmm.
now, at 50 and not knowing how much time I got left, I want to create something different. And that's what I'm telling my kids. Don't wait till you're 50, when you're 23 and 25. Do it now. If it's trade school, I know it ain't. And I'm like, my dad told me I ain't shit with my hands, and you're going to suffer for that. That, like, he was like, yo, you better go to college because you can't do shit with your hands. And he was absolutely right. I'm a pretty nigga. I'm a noob.
That, so let me ask this then.
I don't
So,
do that.
so let me ask this then. Is college for everybody?
No,
If so, why? If
Yes,
not, why?
yes, yes. And I'm
no,
gonna be there.
no.
Give
And
me your, talk to me, Monique. Talk to me.
I
Lies.
Is college for everybody?
no, because if you have a skill, college cannot teach you how to do what you're good at. College is to me, it's not for everybody. To me, college is primarily for the experience. It's like a social experiment. You're on a group with a whole
She
bunch
said a social.
of it's like a social experiment. You're on a campus with a whole bunch of strangers.
Okay,
You
okay,
guys are able to network with each other. You guys are able to do those things as far as learning how to fend for yourself. You guys
okay. So it's the
you
first time you've been on your own. Yeah.
it's the first time you're on your own. You have to make reasonable, responsible decisions without
Ooh.
fear. You get to learn how to network with people, yes. But you
Yeah.
also got that party lifestyle that you have to be wise enough not to fall into. You also got this trap where you're
Yeah.
around
Smoke. Stay out of
opposite.
the party. Smoke.
You're around opposite. You got to keep that out of your mind. You got to actually go with a blanket focus of I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. Then
But
you have
isn't it hard to stay focused on college campuses with all that going on?
So
listen.
go ahead, baby. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You could.
And I didn't mean to call you baby either.
That it's hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy or hard. Your background plays a big part in how you succeed. Me, I was a sheltered girl growing up.
Okay.
So I didn't have I had my mom who I could talk to about certain things, but I had to be in by a certain time. Um,
Okay.
I had certain rules and regulations that my friends could do that I couldn't do. My friends could get up and go out of town and go spend the weekend at the beach or whatever. My mama was like, I'm not letting you go nowhere. So by the time I
Mm,
got to college, I
right.
wanted to explore. I wanted to see certain things. I was a virgin going into this place. These children had been screwing before they even crossed the stage. I didn't know what none of that was. So when I got to
Mm.
college, I was like, "Oh, this freak nation! Like, I want to see what this is like. This is fun."
I told you y'all can talk about this. I can't.
You can. But here's the thing, Monique. Like, my dad gave me a credit card when I was
Ooh.
17 because I hadn't got admitted to Morgan State yet. And they had an open house, like, come see if you're coming, you're going to be a part of the next bear class, whatever, whatever. Dad put his credit card up, rented me a car, put the CB antenna because he was a cop. I'm like, bro, are you serious? I'm about to pull up on the HP. Whatever. I'm not gonna argue. He's like, I need to know where you're at. I'm gonna check in with you on the CB. Like, you're weird, bro. This is weird. But he sent me to college. I found I got accepted that weekend, and I knew I was going to Morgan State. I didn't know what was gonna come of it. When my kids, I told them to go to HBCUs. They were like, Dad, we just want to pledge. I'm like, the fuck you said to me? Like, make it make sense. Well, we're your legacy. We just want to get down. I'm like, you're not understanding the full experience of what college can offer. One made it through 4 years on the way to law school. One went to school, pledged, and like, yeah, this shit ain't for me. And he works every day. Like, I'm not downing him. He made a choice for himself, but he could have made that choice without my name being attached to his student loans. Like, you know what I'm saying? I respect it, but I don't get it. Like, college is a fail-safe. Let's just keep it a buck. The people in America that are making money are people in AI, engineering, all that. People who are teachers, principals, which I was in my former life. Yeah, as a principal, you get a decent salary, but you ain't eating. You ain't eating for real. So if you're not in that STEM, the AI, what do we send our kids for? Oh, create your own lane. Whatever that looks like to you. You got to create your own lane. I can't tell you what that looks like. You got to figure that out.
Doesn't it depend on the major of whatever you're going to college for? Yeah, I'm saying I agree with you. I'm saying it's going to determine your yearly wage. So if you go to college, like Monique was saying, for a 4-year degree, and you get out and you only make $59,000, $1,000 a year, I can go be right now. I'm looking at the top, the top trade jobs. I can go be an electrician and make $62,739 a year as an electrician with no college, and I owe no debt. Wait a minute. Let me see.
And that's entry level.
I could go be let me see. Yeah, that's entry. Let me see what else. Cable technician, $70,714. Hold up, let me see here. You give me these different. So I'm going to look at these top jobs, and I'm like, why go to college when I can do this? Oh, a wind turbine technician, $68,000 a year. Licensed practice nurse, that only $51,000. Electrician, depending on the job per year, $53,980. Let me see, what is this? A real estate? That's a real estate appraiser. A solar panel installer makes $62,000. And least but last, I just use something like the cable. And a construction manager make $84,000 a year. That requires a bachelor degree.
So I think that what you're doing is kind of misleading. Not that you're trying to provide misinformation. What I'm saying is there are absolutely opportunities to make a trade. Here's the difference. You go in that trade, you get into a union, right? You're only as good as that position lasts in that union. I wanted my kids to go to college. I wanted my kids to follow my legacy and pledge the fraternity because all they have to do is reach out to a network of 150,000 brothers wherever they're at in the world, not the USA, in the world. And if they need something, they're going to be okay. So the thing of it is, when you're talking about finances, my oldest son is not making the money I hope he would make. I think he would make more money being a cop and investing and doing military reserve part-time. And I kind of gave him this path. He's like, no, Dad, I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'm going to move to Florida. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. Youngest boy like, Dad, I just want to get into this music. Cool. You're going to get a law degree first. So when you understand contracts and you understand what you're trying to do, with your business and your passion, first and foremost, you know how to negotiate the trenches. You can do it. I can't tell grown ass men what the hell they want to do. But if I die, they like, Dad, where's my inheritance? How much money do I get? No, they looking at me to kind of kickstart them in life, right? Even though I raised them and they decided to pledge capital on their own and they did all this, it's their choice. I don't think trades equal college degrees. I don't think college degrees equal trades. I think it's about the passion of our youth and having conversations with them for the last 20 years. We are not encouraging the passion, the business sense, or the wherewithal to encourage our youth to maintain an income that they've never seen, to create generational wealth or financial literacy. We're failing as a community in doing that, but every other community of ethnicity is doing it.
Now,
So that's who's wrong.
let everybody go with their passion, we're gonna have a whole lot of sexy. Everybody passion ain't a passion. Sometimes it's just a trend. It's cool at the moment, but sometimes we need to be honest with our current self and prove you ain't good at this.
Right. Exactly.
I don't necessarily disagree. But I would encourage my sons not to look at that alarm when it goes off. And for 30 years I did that, that alarm would go off and my stomach would start hurting.
Now look at this here. A respiratory therapist. All they need is an associate's degree, and they make $104,000 a year.
All right, if you want to be in the field where you're cleaning up bile and shit, and like, no, don't fight me. I got then go do that.
I'm saying a respiratory therapist, not a
Horse and feeding too. Like, come on, man. Nah, just because all that glitters ain't gold. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna smoke. I'll let you tell you, bro, because you know what I'm talking about.
I agree with you, JT, in the aspect of let people go after their passion. My mom had this conversation with me not too long ago, and she was like, if I would have just let you go to the school that you wanted to, I feel like you would have been far more along in life than where you are now because you were passionate about it and you were good at it. When I was growing up, it might sound crazy, but I was into fashion like very well, and I wanted to be a buyer for big fashion industry. Now, that's not an easy field to get into, but if you're good at what you do, and I'm good at what I do, then you can become a designer, you can be a stylist, you can work with celebrities, you can work on Milan's runway. There are so many things that I could have done. And she didn't trust that I could be in the city that I wanted to be in and succeed. So she wanted me to go to a school that was closer to home. She wouldn't sign anything else. So I ended up going to a college that was 30 minutes up the road, and within the first year I failed.
Literally close.
I was too close, but it was so there was no passion for me there. I didn't like anything that I went to school for. My first year I went to school, I was in school for psychology. I ain't trying to listen to you talk about your problems all day. I really don't care about what you got going on. I got my own problems. Right. But when I researched the money, psychology was good money. But when I started taking the classes after general psychology and children and adolescent behavior, I didn't care. I know how children are, and I know why adults think the way that they are. I didn't have to go to school to know why you think the way you do and act the way that you do. That's common sense. So my first year, I didn't drop out. I was put on academic suspension. The only reason why I thrived as well as I did and I made it through my degree is because I don't like to fail. The idea of failure doesn't work for me. So knowing that I failed at something that was really easy, college was really easy. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back in and I'm going to hustle hard and I'm going to get this done. I ended up going through summer school and everything else. And when I came back, I was on the Honor Roll. Not because I liked anything, not because I really cared about being on the dean's list or having honors or graduating with honors. It was just because I don't like to fail. And for you to tell me that I'm not good at something, that triggers me.
So you don't think that you really followed your passion, what you really wanted to do?
No, I just did what she wanted to do.
What she wanted you to do.
Now I'm
What
working.
you
I
what
ended
you
up.
think about all this, Smoke? You've been awfully quiet. What you think about all this? Do you think
let me just go ahead.
no, go ahead. You got the floor.
All right, let me just say this real quick. Um, and take this for what it's worth, and then let me go on when I explain what I need to say. College is a con, and the reason why I say that is I went to college on a football scholarship. I was halfway decent, right? The only thing that I had to do to get my degree, and I'm being dead serious. The only thing I had to do
Mm-hmm.
was show up to class and participate.
That's it.
That's it. My
Mm.
my when I was in my freshman year, in freshman math, in my freshman
Mm-hmm.
year, when they
Right.
first told me, I showed up
Right.
to class, I participated, I
Okay.
took the midterm, and I scored a three. Did you hear what I said?
A
I
three.
scored a three,
Did you
and I
say a
got a B.
three, man?
That's
I scored a three on my midterm. I scored a seven on the final, and I got a B in the class.
Oh, wow.
It was a scam for me. I went through college. I went through college, and the only thing that I learned was, hey, go to class. Professor so and so, he's a booster. Hey,
Mm.
go to class, and this and this, you're gonna be taken care of. That's how I got through college.
Mm.
That's why I say it's a scam because if you don't have those things,
Right.
the people that's paying the money and you
Right.
doing all this, the rich people that got the money, they paying professors, they paying the boosters,
You're
they
paying them for
children are
what?
selling. So it's a scam, man. It's just if you have it, you're gonna get through school. For those who don't have it, it's rough.
You said they paying the professors what
Oh,
to
they
get
paying the
through?
professors to get their kids through school. Yes. Oh yeah.
All right. All
You
right.
hear it every day. You hear it and see it every day.
and
Right.
don't let
Yeah,
The
you're right.
the
boosters.
Greek on campus. They're gonna push you through anyways, just because you Greek.
What?
Well, yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
that too.
I'm sorry.
Nah, my
Sorry.
hardest professors were noobs. They're not letting you skate. They're like, did you skate when you was online? Like, no, big brother. You ain't gonna skate my class. If you had a professor that was a member of your fraternity, they required you to do more than everybody else, at least at the HBCU.
And
Some
not
Mhm.
where you went to undergrad at.
not in my HBCU.
Were you
If you
Greek?
if you was Greek at my HBCU, you got it was like you were treated like you was like the football players and the Greeks.
Yeah, go ahead and say that shit on the internet. What HBCU you went to?
I
Because
ain't
I
finna
was
say
going to say it like 10 times tonight.
I'm not finna say
Oh, now you don't want to say it, but you
I'm
can
not
first.
Check this out. Let me see. What's this? Look what I found. I found in Brooklyn, New York, a lawyer makes anywhere between 66,000 to 140,000. Google, as far as the United States, a lawyer 110,000 to 140,000, and an attorney is 150,000 to 230,000. Now let's go back to the Brooklyn, New York, 66,000, 66K to 140K. Now I just found these jobs right here, the highest paying jobs. I can be a construction manager with just associate's degree and make 104,000 and don't owe all those student loans. So my thing is, in today's economy, to me, I'm not knocking any college people or anything. I'm just saying that it just seemed feasible with the jobs I just found. Here's an elevator, an escalator installer. He makes $102,000. All he needs is a high school diploma. He
you
can
can
make
work
more than a lawyer. Let
you
me
can
see.
work sales and make more than a lawyer. Shoot.
Who do?
Sales?
Oh yeah. I'm just trying to find jobs that that's basically requiring a diploma or something equivalent to a diploma. and
And
you making over six figures. I'm saying, why go get yourself in all that debt?
yeah,
Because that's debt, and and you can still make money, just as much money, and with all that debt.
just about everybody in my field, nobody, you don't require a high school. You only require a high school diploma in my field, and everybody in my field makes about 75K or more a year.
Uh huh.
And we just pick up and say hello.
You said from your school?
No, in my field.
Oh,
What
in
I
your field,
in my
right?
do what I do now,
Uh huh.
at minimum, mostly everybody in my building makes 75K.
Right, and that's just getting the job.
You see what we do? We just get the job.
Right. Okay.
As long
So.
as as long as people continue to do what they do in my field,
Uh-huh.
it's easy money. I can't stand the job, but I wake up every day and I make easy money.
Oh wow. So would you advise your sons to go to college right now or go get a trade?
Go get the trade.
Go get a trade.
Go get the trade. Follow
Oh,
your passion and go get the trade. You can do your
okay.
business on top of the trade. The trade is a fallback.
What you think, Smoke?
Now, I would advise them to go. I would still advise them to go to school.
You tell them to go to school?
Yep, I sure would.
What, as in college or trade?
College.
College.
Still go to college. Still go to college. That that will help secure your future.
Hmm. You saying a college degree secure your future?
What about a college degree secure?
College degree helps secure your future. That's it.
How?
I'm saying where does it secure your future is what I'm asking.
How?
Where it doesn't secure. Well, first of all, you can get a job anywhere in America as a substitute teacher with a college degree.
You can get one in North
So
Carolina.
so, so you always have a job. I'm just saying, you ask me a question, I'm answering it, so let me speak. So
Hold
you
on.
can do a lot of things with a college degree still and make money, even if it's not in your field, just because you got a college degree. So my recommendation to my children would be, now if I had kids now, we'll go to school and get your college degree.
All right. So like I said, once again, it depends on and what they're going. Because what if they go for a 6 year degree, and then they come out owing to $250,000, and then the job they place only pay 84,000 a year? Was that hustling backwards, or I'm just asking, was that hustling backwards, or was that feasible? Because all you did was created debt for yourself.
Okay.
And,
Uh,
hold on, I'm not going in a manner where I could just go get this job right here with an equivalent diploma and make six figures, high school diploma or equivalent, $102,000 a year.
that scenario you are laying out is a false equivalency to the reality of the American
How?
Okay.
economics. I'll tell you.
No,
You let me finish my point, brother.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. My job as a parent is to teach my kids to chase their passion. If you do something that you love every day, you're not going to
Mm-hmm.
get knots in your stomach when the alarm clock go off, right? If you have student loans, well, there's ways to defer, do whatever you need to do to not mess your credit up, and do whatever it is your passion is. The beautiful thing about today is my parents were born in the 40s. I was
Mm-hmm.
born in the 70s. The game has shifted from when we were young bucks in the 80s and 90s growing up to where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is about that trade that you're talking about, which there's nothing wrong with it. And I commend brothers that do it because they're getting money. I see these brothers all the time rolling with Cadillac Escalades with a yarn cart with mowers and all that. They get into their bag. They doing it, and it's no disrespect, but there's certain things that are expectations. I can't speak for anybody else's house. I'm gonna speak for mine. I paid $50,000 plus for y'all to go to Benedictine High School, where my dad paid money for me to graduate from that high school. My dad paid money for me to go to Morgan State. Paid money for the Akron and Cleveland State. A lot of money. The fraternity, the business, what you decide to major in, are major factors in what our kids are doing. And I don't think we're talking about that. Like, there, and I hate the word legacy, but there are expectations from young black men that come from certain houses. Y'all love Game of Thrones, House Targaryen, House Stark, how you house burns. And this has been the precedent that's been set since 1968. And my blood, my seed is not going to violate those expectations. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, but you're going to play as a frat, you're going to get a job while you perfect your own ways of making money. And I'm not.
It has to be JT. Somebody got to be an electrician. Somebody got to be a plumber. Somebody gonna have to be a welder. Everybody not gonna be.
It's still fine.
I just want to.
I mean, that's fine, but I mean, the world is not built on the fact of college. It's built on men's with their hands.
What you said you ain't good at, JT. But I just want to know this. Because y'all are a little up in age, not coming for nobody.
Yeah, you just did. Go ahead.
Point of views, like, or are y'all on Indeed every day? Because I'm a little younger than y'all.
Okay, go ahead, educate us.
I got my degree. I also have plenty of trades on top of my degrees. So,
okay.
With this conversation, I just want to know, are y'all on Indeed looking for jobs when y'all have these conversations? Because if you are on Indeed or LinkedIn or any of that, you will know that having a college degree to get a job, yeah, it's good, but most of these jobs that are requiring you to have these college degrees, and I'm saying majority, there's only about, just from my research, out of a good 100% of jobs, only about 10% of them require a college degree and pay more than a trade would pay. So
okay.
I was just on Indeed just a couple of minutes ago while I was at my desk working because they was pissing me off today, and I was like, I'm gonna go and look for another job. I ain't got time for this. I'm applying for jobs that are looking for degrees or also looking for trades. I seen an ad just a couple of minutes ago where they want you to have a 4-year to 6-year degree, but they're starting you out at $18.75.
What?
It's call center representatives making $18.75 an hour. You could go.
It ain't worth it. That ain't worth it.
Huh?
That ain't worth it to be getting paid that.
That's not worth it. But then again, I'm also looking into my field. If you have a CompTIA, and you go into network security or cybersecurity, you're going to start out making 22 as an entry level certified, just one certificate in cybersecurity. You got to have about 18 certificates to make up a cybersecurity degree. If you only have one certificate, you're starting out between $22 to $25 an hour. If you have in cybersecurity, and if you take all 18 certifications, that automatically is your degree. You're going to be making over $125,000 a year in just cybersecurity alone. Those are certifications. Those are trades. Right. Network security, CompTIA, IT, ITFs. Those are all trades.
Yeah, well, I guess you're right.
So a college degree is okay, again, if you're going for the intention of the social experiment, which is what JT described, but that's what I call it. Going to college and joining a fraternity so that you have a networking experience.
Okay.
There are people who join band HBCUs because that also creates a networking experience.
Yeah.
In this day and age, as long as you know people, you don't even have to be in a frat. It's not about what you know, it's who you know. So if you know people who are working,
you're saying exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your commentary because you dead on, but you're proving the point.
Yeah.
My mother graduate and you're heterosexual, you're going to make a lot of money in Cleveland. Wrong. It didn't happen until I had to go back and get another degree to be like, okay, and now I have to get this licensure. Okay, Now I got the licensure, I got a bachelor's, I got a master's. I went into schools, did school counseling. Like, how much does the principal make? And they're like, oh, about 120,000 a year. Like, what the fuck am I doing? So now my track is how do I infiltrate that network to take the
So you
money
saying that?
into making more. And the crazy thing is, I did that. I went back and got another master's in education because the company I was working with was like, oh, yeah, you created a definite culture. You created this, you created that as a dean, but they wouldn't make me a principal. Well, you don't have a master's in education. Okay, say less. You're not going to give me my money? I'll go back and get another degree. And I did that. And that cost for that degree is not the cost that they paid me. They made me a boss. They made me a principal. And I made a ton of money. I mean, decent money, right? But if I had a side hustle or a trade on the side, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is for young black men. The only thing I know is I understand why they're suicidal. I understand why they're homicidal because it's a fucked up trend. And
Who
they
you referring to?
black males.
Oh, black man. Okay.
So you can give them all this game. Smoking come to the shop and give them all this game. What they gonna do with it? On gang, I'm about to get some shit on my neck and get some shit on my face. On gang, on four and them. I don't even know who the fuck four is. I really don't give a shit. The point is, they're more
That's the
attractive.
mentality. Yeah, that's the new generation. Yeah, that's the new generation that
We're blocking
they're unlearned and they're unfathered. So yeah that they're gonna be coming out like that.
like I'll sit
But
you out of here.
trade,
See what response you get.
yeah, yeah. I encourage a lot of young men to go, get their barber license, but don't even stop there. Like people think I just got my barber license. No, I also got my associates in electronics. So I'm a CET electronic technician too. I did that for 8 years, where I
Much
service.
game that you gave them is going to
Yeah,
be applied to what they do.
right. So, and you just don't stop at one thing. You make your resume as big as you can make it. Oh, here she come, y'all. You make your resume as big as you can make it. What's up, Jan?
Hey y'all.
She got in the landscape. Yeah, we got a good show here, and I wanted you to be here because it's basically about you, or part of you, which JT and Smoke and Monique was hitting on. You're a former college student, right?
Yes.
Um, I had a video that I just played. It was talking about the declining of the black young men enrolling in college. So
Hmm.
and I know you ain't seeing the video, but uh, what do you think? Like we talked about you having children, like we talk about children. So what do you tell your children now with the economy the way it is right now and what's going on? Do you encourage them to go to college right now, or do you have them to get a trade right now? What would you inform them to do in today's society? Not when you went, because you went, you completed, you finished, you did. That was a different time and era, economically, money wise. But right now, would you have them go to college, or would you have them get a trade right now?
We have had to talk both ways, but my plan, me and my oldest son, we do have a plan. He's going to school. He's going to be a go straight to trade. He's going to be a skilled electrician. He's going
Okay, there
straight
you
to
go.
a trade.
Okay, that's perfect.
Straight to a
So,
trade. I know him. He's going
uh-huh.
straight to a trade.
You're going straight to a trade. Okay,
Hmm.
so it was funny you said that. So you say a skilled electrician?
Yeah, he's going straight to a trade. He's going straight to the
Okay.
local. Already got him set up and everything. We
So
already got
here,
it together.
so an electrician, which requires an education requirement, is a high school diploma or equivalent, but they
Hmm.
come out making $60,000 to $70,000 just coming out.
Yes,
Now that could
while they're
go
in their apprenticeship program. Correct.
right, and that could go up to like 100 something thousand dollars, six figures, easy, depending
Yes, it
on the
does. I
job
have
that they
yes.
take on.
My best friend is electrician, been electrician for over 22 years. Yes.
Right. So
Hmm.
my question is, I was asking JT and Monique, uh, like I was saying, like really, it's going to college right now a thing, or because I was saying that it's a bunch of debt if you go to college. Because let's say you go for a 6 year degree and it costs you 250,000 for the 6 year, and then you only come out making 75,000. Was that a come up, or did you just fall flat on your face?
I think it's both. It could be both.
You got the paperwork now. You got the
But
degree.
you got the paperwork, but that mean you're gonna get a job. But after I graduated, I didn't get the job, the money that I needed, that I wanted to be paid.
Uh huh.
Until like maybe 4 years after,
Oh wow.
3 4
Smoke,
years
didn't you say
after.
something similar to that?
Huh?
Did you say something similar to what Jazz just said? As far as you went to college and you didn't use your degree?
Yeah, I
Nope,
don't even
not
have my
really.
degree. My job made my degree at all.
It's not.
No,
I thought you was in your degree now.
no, my
But what?
job is not within my degree at all.
What?
No.
So most college people don't even pick up a job in their degree field. Because every time I talk to somebody, they say, "No, I went to college for this, but I'm not. I'm not in that field." I'm like, "Wait, what's the point?" Just like Monique said, it's for the experience. She said most people go to college for the experience and excitement and the frat stuff. Monique, where
Yeah.
you at, girl?
But just think about me. I went to
Okay.
college, graduated college with a
Okay.
history degree that I couldn't do nothing with,
What
and I
what
jumped
made
out
you
of
take
airplanes
that?
for 22 years. I jumped
What
out
made
of
you take
airplanes
the
for
history
22
degree though?
years with the time. Huh?
What made you take that history degree? What made you say, "Hey, I'm going to college and I'm taking up a history degree because
Because
it's gonna pay"? What made you say that?
I I
I want
didn't.
to play
The
football.
coaches put past me through there.
I told you, coach just he just wanted to play football. He ain't
He
don't
just
care about nothing else.
Monique, where you at? Put your face back out there, girl. She's talking about this. You
Hey,
know, and-
that football pays my way. I can't say no more about it.
yeah.
I ain't had no debt.
Man, my brother went to Kent State. Man, he was down there for 6 months. He was back at the house with us. He went down there and he went to class one time and he kicked it with the frat brothers. Man, and he didn't do anything out there. He kicked it and party. He came home, man. My father wanted to kill him. Like you wasted my money. You took out these grants. Man, he wanted to kill. He went there. He said, man, it was just so much fun. He forgot to go to class.
He forgot to go to class.
Yeah. So here's the thing. And I think we're kind of straying away from the point. Legacy is everything. Like my parents broke their ass, so me and my brother could be where we are today. Multiple degrees. I think just between me and my brother, we're at 7
Okay.
Mhm.
minus
Seventh
2.
degree.
Yeah,
Okay.
degrees. Like my older brother, who's like one of my role models, worked for the Obama campaign, became a state rep from everything he was doing in Illinois, became an alderman, Fourth Ward, Hyde Park, Kenwood. This dude was a dog, and I was there on the ground passing out leaflets, but he wouldn't have had that motivation to do what he became if it wasn't for our parents who expressed the importance of a college education. He couldn't have a
Let me
GED like, well, I'm an electrician. I want to help you win this election. I got drunk with Obama. I was taking shots after he got his ass beat when he ran for Congress and lost to Bobby Rush. Bobby Rush was entrenched in Chicago politics. Even though he had a good showing in the DNC, went after that to become a senator. And my brother was right there. My brother was the battery in Obama's backpack, swear to God.
I got a question for y'all. How long does it take just to get an associate's degree? I'm just asking. I don't
Two
know.
2 years,
years. It's 2
2
years.
years?
1.5 to 2 years.
1.5, 2 years? Okay.
Hmm.
let me
I'm
let
looking
me
at a.
let me just
Go ahead, Smoke.
let me say this. I was the first to go to college and graduate from college in my family, and that was in 1984. Then my sister and then my uncle no came. So up until that time, you can see where the climate was for school. we're still talking about first in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So going to school, going to school for a black family is is pretty difficult.
That's a big
It's not
deal.
just it's not just waking up saying, "Oh, I'm going to college." No,
That's
because
true.
you got to figure out how you gonna pay for it and how you gonna get there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like I say,
So, as an educator, I had a young man who would come to school every day drunk. It smelled like liquor. When we used to do our patrols, when we go downstairs, I mean, not downstairs, when we go to the RTA bus stops on West 25th, he'd be down there deep as hell, smoking Black and Miles and shit. I'm like, what are you doing with your life? Now, here's the crazy thing. You fast forward, this is 17, 18. This young man became a Cleveland police officer, went to Euclid, married his high school sweetheart, has two beautiful fucking boys. Two beautiful boys. And is an attribute to society. No one was ever there to train him. Be like, Mr. Burns, what do you think I should do? I think you should follow your passion. And his passion in the heartless felon, crazy gangbanging little dude became being a law enforcement officer. You get what I'm saying? So he didn't have guidance, but he found it. Somebody talked to him. He realized his girlfriend, his kids, whatever. This dude was a gangster. I mean, tattoos all up and down his body. Became a police officer. I'm not
okay.
taking credit for his decision. I take credit for giving guidance.
Okay.
I take credit for giving guidance to my kids. If you want to get $100,000 in a day, all right, make it mean something. Make it worth something. I hear the pros and cons about going to college, but at the end of the day, like I'm saying, legacy means everything.
I mean,
My,
to some people, yeah. To some, it's not so much a big deal. I'm
Because
saying it's all in what.
it may not be a big deal. They
No,
will
it's
a name, but it's not a big
everybody.
deal. Tim, your
I'm saying,
biological daughters are doing what? Your
yeah,
twins, they're doing what?
yeah, she following her passion.
Yeah,
Okay, so when I said I got jumped on,
No, I'm saying to say that's her, but I'm saying it's not a. I don't think it's a legacy.
nah,
Legacy is not everything. It's
no,
just.
no, like
That's what you believe. Everybody don't believe in that. Everybody don't
because I
believe
don't
in it.
think legacy is everything. If that was
Yeah,
the case, I'd be in that school.
legacy is everything.
now to you it is, but not to everybody.
So your daughters are doctors and doing all the things they're doing.
Yeah, they're doing.
Because they didn't
Okay.
let their dad grind from sun up to sundown,
Mhm.
wearing his fingers out and his hands
Right,
out, cutting
right.
off kids to be nothing.
No, not so much that it won't be nothing,
That's
but
my point, bro. Follow me, man. Just
hold up. But I'm saying that to say they're doing what they want to do, and they're adults now. I can't tell them what to do,
saying,
but
but
that won't.
you
But
can't
that won't. No,
you can't be a doctor without going to college, right?
that's right. But I'm saying that won't discredit me as a parent. That won't discredit me. I did what I was supposed
We're
to do.
not talking about discreditation. We're talking about what are we doing as a race? Do
You
we
said legacy,
do we encourage our kids to go to college? Do we encourage them to get a trade?
right?
Do we
Right.
encourage them to follow their passion? At the
Right.
end of the day, we've all paid dues.
Yes, but I'm saying,
Is has paid dues. Monique, as young
yeah.
and naive as I think she is, she's paid dues. So
Oh,
yeah,
no,
you
you didn't.
shit.
No, you didn't.
Dang.
I did. You're naive as shit, but that's not the point. The point I'm saying is we can't force our kids to do anything. Our
Yeah,
kids
somebody say that, baby.
He was married my whole life.
yo, that was a payback for that institutional marriage shit you said 3 weeks ago.
Your
So
institution on marriage.
I said.
Boy, some people don't forget some stuff, boy. I tell you.
JT don't forget.
Oh my goodness. But you know, I'm just saying, you know, in today's society, man, what is they here? Only 37% of black men uh, are enrolling, and 44% of black women are enrolling. That's a 7%
Lie.
gap, huh?
Lie.
Hold on, just calm down. Wait a minute, let me finish. You know, it's 7% gap there.
His back. Put him back.
Whether it's telling the truth or not, I'm saying right now in this economy, the way things are going, me personally, I would advise my son to go get the top trade so that he can financially take care of himself now, not 4 to 6 years later. I'm saying if you're gonna do a trade, do the best trade that's gonna pay you equivalent to somebody that's coming out trying to be a lawyer. So hold on, wait a minute, Jazz, wait a minute, hold on. So Jazz, I looked up a lawyer. You know what they make per year? It's some of them make 66,000 to 104,000. Some make 150,000 to 230,000, depending on what kind of lawyer you are. You know what I'm saying? But I looked up a freaking construction manager. He make 102 something, $105,000 a year, and guess what? He only need either a high school diploma or equivalent. So I'm saying, if I go be a lawyer, which is going to cost me 6 figures worth of debt, why not just go with a diploma equivalent and become and make 6 figures as well? I'm just asking. Don't kill the manager. I'm asking.
First of all, your statistics are dead ass wrong, bro. And
I'm looking at it just like you looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at Google right here.
I said earlier in the podcast, and you can Google it. I saw the article the other day, and I was like, wow, it kind of made sense.
Go ahead. What is that?
There are more prisons in the United States of America that there are college institutions, and the only variable in that entire conversation is the state of California. But if you look at what I'm saying is they have more demographics in terms of population, in terms of minority distribution than any place else in the country. So what you're saying is by the stats that you're talking about, it's skewed. It's wrong.
No, I'm not even dealing with nobody in prison. I ain't talking about nobody in prison. I'm talking about the young men that we got out here right now that's on the street.
You got to understand. You have to understand the equivalency. Where you have more instances of mass incarceration versus college matriculacy, it makes a difference.
What that got to do with talking about getting a trade?
Holy shit!
I'm saying, what that got to do?
Sure, if they in jail, if they didn't make it to college,
I ain't talking about those who are locked up. I'm just hold on. Get off the locked up people. Hold on. Don't even use them. Don't even use them. Don't even use that percentage.
People out of your mind, JT.
Yeah, you keep talking about those who locked up. I'm saying the black men that are out here now that are able. I'm saying the black men are out here now that's able to get the trade. They can make the 6 figures without going to college.
At the end of the day, Tim, what are you saying? We should
this is
trade or go to college.
No, I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. You asked a question.
And are going to college and getting educated versus being locked up. So tell these young men, as an educator, you're telling me the black young men I come in contact with in motor and got it for 20 years, hey, go get a trade because college ain't for you.
Yes, yeah. I'm telling them, yes. Because guess what? Look here, I got a customer that's a plumber right now. Guess how much he makes an hour? He makes $100 an hour right now. He showed me.
Bro, I love you, and I know you have great intent.
No, hold on. You didn't talk enough. Hold on, let me finish. Ooh. I'm saying I got a customer that makes $100 an hour, and he said he can't even find. The young men that he tried to give them an apprenticeship. They don't even want to do the work. There's black young men that's available. They want to play video games and text all day. But the trades are sitting there waiting for them to make 6 figures. There's no problem. The jobs are there, JT, to make equivalent to a college student.
Let's keep it a buck. Whose fault is that? It's a societal fucking trend, which is horrible, which gives these young boys too much time on their hands. So they're either on the internet or they're here robbing.
You know who just said they need to follow their passion? That's part of their passion.
Monique, that was the stupidest shit you've ever said on this podcast.
You say all day. They need to follow their passion.
They'd be like, I want to be a gamer.
But you sound dumb as shit right now.
You sound dumb when you said they needed to follow their passion. I told you that a whole bunch of sexual behavior.
All behaviors are learned, whether it be negative or positive. That was the dumbest shit you've ever said on here.
Yeah, their behaviors are not always learned.
But that shit.
Their behaviors are not always learn. You can have a fucking, I'm sorry, you can have a heroin addict in a house full of lawyers. They didn't
Yeah.
learn it from their lawyer parents.
Okay. I'm gonna step down. Tim, I'm gonna give you a show back. I said too much. I'm gonna step down. That was
James,
that.
you got James, what you got for us? I know you came
I
in
ain't
late.
got nothing.
Come on, give us something, James, on this, because you
I
like I say,
ain't got. I'm gonna wipe this camera off and just sit here
because look,
because
Say something, Jazz. Jazz. You came in late. Am I wrong?
I mean,
about
like I
what,
said,
JC?
I'm wrong.
About what?
Everything.
First of all, I don't even know what y'all said earlier
You
because y'all
do.
know I usually be on JT's side. Y'all know I usually do. That's why y'all laughing.
yeah,
I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair. I'm not saying what I'm saying is this. When you have we all know those children who are lost and don't know what to do, right? We all know that they can be great. They can be better human beings. Even we're talking about black men, right? We all
Mhm,
know that. But a lot of times I will agree with both of you. Yes, I would say, hey, if one of my kids, both my kids want to go to college, yeah, we're gonna go on college tours, even though I know what Dylan a plan I have for Dylan because I know my child.
mhm,
We're gonna go on college trips. I want him to know he does have this opportunity to have this experience and to be more. Because he also is thinking about being an engineer as well, which he has to go to school to be an engineer. Right? So
Yeah, yeah.
therefore, because their father is an engineer. So my thing is this.
Oh,
If
legacy, right? Go ahead. I just wanted to put that in the record. Legacy. Continue.
You talking about the father that lived down the street?
No,
yes.
go ahead.
Okay,
Not
Continue.
my
go ahead.
daddy, my
But
kid's father.
legacy. He wasn't his daddy was an engineer. Go ahead.
Um, but what I'm saying is
Go
like
ahead, Dad.
I want to make sure they understand they have multiple opportunities, right? So I'm gonna explain to them what they have to do, et cetera, et cetera. This is how much it's gonna cost. This is what this outlook is gonna like for you if you go this path. That's my job, right?
For
But
sure.
I do feel like if there are some people who are lost and don't know what to do, just like you gave that young man guidance, right? And he went and became a police officer. I do think at some point educators should be able to sit down with certain children who are on certain paths and say, hey, I'm not sure if you're thinking about college, but hey, it's a skilled trade that can help you, and you can be an apprenticeship, and you can start tomorrow, and they teach you and learn. For children who do not have that ability, who does not have that legacy, who are having hard times, I'm not saying they shouldn't go to college, but why would I send a child who is a CD average child who doesn't know what they want to do, has a bad home, lives in a bad home, doesn't have anybody to motivate him or her, and when they leave this school today or tomorrow when they graduate, that I know they don't have any hope. Why would I not give them all these resources? You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. But here's the thing. I graduated from Benedictine High School with a 1.9 GPA. When I graduated from Morgan State, I had a 3.0. When I went and got my master's degree, my first master's, I had a 3.8. When I graduated with my second, it was 4.0. I had to learn the value of education. Apply that to a trade? No. My father told me one chip with my hands, you ain't gonna be shit. So my father told me you're gonna be a stand-up comedian or
she
fucking
told
use person because you got to get the gap. But he encouraged my brother to go be who he is today. But you, nigga, like, nah, you
so let me ask you,
saying, I'm wrong.
Jazz this question. So is college for everybody?
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
There you
I
go.
don't think so. No,
that's bullshit.
I
That
think
these
everybody
are the
can
limitations that we put
succeed
on our people in our
when they
community.
go to college if they apply
Bullshit.
themselves. But I don't think it's for
Bullshit.
everybody.
I
Bullshit.
I agree with Smoke in the sense that college can be easy.
It
College.
could be what?
It can be easy because
Oh,
think about it. All you're doing when you going into school, like JT, you're not gonna agree with me, so just back yourself out this conversation.
Don't come at me. Like, hey, go ahead and say what you got to say. Man.
Listen, no, for real though. All you're really doing, and I say this all the time, it's the same thing with grade school. If you actually sit down and read the book and know how to answer the questions on the test, you're gonna
That's
pass.
it.
That's it. It's no
that's
That's
big
it.
deal
it.
that goes into going to college. As long as you know how to read and apply the answer to the question correctly, which is just basically picking words apart to answer the question correctly, you're going to succeed. But there's no skill that goes into it.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's how I know you went to a white college. You ain't from no HBCU. That's how
Okay.
you went to a white
I
college.
first of all, let me
These
allow you to
facts
do your high
was
school.
bullshit. Because at Morgan
Let
State
me allow you
University,
to do
when we didn't know how to write, even though you had the aptitude, they taught you how to write. We had to take a speech proficiency and a writing proficiency outside of the 120 credit hours to get a bachelor's degree. Hear what I'm saying. You're not going to go out into the world and make Morgan State look stupid. You understand? So we were trained how to read and write, and we had to pass those proficiencies outside of I earn 120. If you don't pass
but
art, you ain't going.
graduate.
That's how I know you went through a PWI.
I graduated in
Continue.
2016, JT. What year did
Continue.
you graduate from Morgan State?
What you say about Morgan State?
What year did you graduate from Morgan State? Because I graduated in
1988.
2015. That's a big time difference from 1970, 1980. What you say?
So you're justifying dumbassedness amongst our community?
What I'm saying is,
Because these kids are soft as fuck and they listen to mumble rap. We had Biggie and Pop. They ain't
okay,
getting no messages. We had PE.
We
We had the
found out
explain.
Biggie was
We
gay
had
a
shit
little
that was
bit.
positive. We had our parents that were pushing and motivating us to do something else outside of what they experienced.
and I
And
went to
that's what
Morgan
made
State.
our Gen X, that's what made Gen X great. You're a millennial. You don't know
JT,
shit.
Well, hold up,
JT,
JT. Let me hear what they say.
JT. Oh,
Go ahead.
what, JT?
Thank you,
Yeah.
If
thank
I'm certain, we just found out Biggie and P Diddy had transgenders in them video shoots.
you. Okay,
Oh my
Stop it!
Oh
You try to
man,
make it
why you
seem
go
like
there?
it's a
keep
music
going.
thing. If I'm
God.
for certain,
It's just
Tupac
discredited all.
Tupac went crazy once they robbed him. He didn't have all the marbles
This is
together.
where you want to go,
I'm
Jeff?
just saying. I'm
Hey,
just
we need to
saying.
have another podcast because I really want to go at her for like 20 minutes.
For
Or
me,
right now and click the head, selling like souls. Don't come at us, bro. Don't do that. Point
I just want to
it's
know because
generational.
you dogging us over here.
It's a generational difference in what education means, what trade means, and what the expectations are for our children. Can we agree to that?
We agree, but what happened when I wasn't on here? I feel like you always over here about to
Yeah, you
fight.
missed a lot of shit, so I don't know what to tell you, sis.
Well, actually, it was really not as combative. Me and JT agreed on a lot of points tonight, though he's not going to give
Yeah,
me.
I agree with most of your shit to that shit you started popping off. Like I don't agree.
JT, what's going on with you, please? We even got Smoke quiet in the background. JT speaking for him and Smoke tonight, baby.
I'm just saying, call a spade a spade. As okay, and Tim, I'm not trying to take over your podcast, and
Go ahead, man. I'm just finishing
I,
up.
I just want to ask a question: are you raising your sons and daughters to be leaders or followers?
My son's a daughter.
Children, are you raising your children, however you mean to pay for it, to get college educations, be a tradesman, or fuck it, I'm tired of you, figure it out on your own?
No,
What
this is what I do with my kids.
we're doing as parents.
This is what I do with my kids. I don't know about nobody else because everybody run their households different. I make my kids write down in a notebook 5 things that they will want to do, then break it down to 3, then down to 2, and then after we get to the 2, we look up what they make yearly and is it beneficial in the way to go about it to fund it. So if it's not, if it's going to be beneficial or non-beneficial, college or just vocational, where they don't have to pay back so much money, that's the route you go.
I'm
I
not.
don't, I don't necessarily say, look, it's a legacy. You got to go to college. No, you do it. We're going to sit down and we're going to make a map to the best way you could go about becoming what you want to be as far as vocational or college. But mostly, my kids they pretty much carry my bloodline, which is more mechanical with their hands. So I always, like I say, do the 5 things, break it down, and then we look to see where you could be equivalent and be competitive in the work field out here in the world, so you can take care of yourself, a woman, if she got kids, or if you make kids. That's what I do. I can't speak for every man, but that's what I do.
I respect that, but I think our definition of legacy is conflated.
No, I'm not saying a legacy. I'm just saying
Let me ask
I don't look for a legacy. I look for you to survive after I'm gone.
let me ask
Your
you a question.
legacy you got to build yourself. I can't build my son's legacy. He has to build his own legacy.
So let me ask you a question, right? You in the shop, you couldn't hear, and one of
Mhm.
my sons came in your shop with purple and gold on, gold boots, like I talking all that shit. Like, you talk to your dad, like you wouldn't even be comfortable cutting their hair unless you talk to me. You may not understand 100% about the Greek world and what we do, but you like, sidebar, like, what are you doing? Does your dad know you in here like that? I guarantee you would hit me up like, your son in here talking this cute shit. Alpha.
But here's the thing to what you're saying. I wouldn't think your legacy is diminished in it. I just think that he made his own decision in which way he went. It has nothing to do with you because I know you. I don't know him like that. He's a young man, but
I
you did the
respect
job that you were supposed to do. I'm saying you did the job that you were supposed to do. You built him up. He made his own decision at a certain age. You cannot make his mind up for him, JT. He
and I
makes his
never
own.
have. Because at the end of the day, you can't go through the trials and tribulations that you want to go through based on my name. This is a decision that you made. I wasn't in the room when they voted on your membership or the application. I'm not going to be in that room when they decide to smoke. Back me up, please. But the legacy and all that shit is a big part of it.
Yeah, and what you're talking about is like what you're basically talking about is like because your what you call it your what you call them is everything, your reputation or what you want to call it, or your, but I'm saying because you don't want your children to embarrass you out here anywhere because of what you have set for.
Yo, no, that's
What
not
do you
what I'm
mean?
saying.
I'm saying you ask me if I seen your kids in the street acting a certain way, I know who you are. So I know he went off track somewhere. But that doesn't deflate you who
Thank
you are
you.
because
Just
I
my point.
know but that doesn't kill your legacy.
You just proved my point.
No, no, I didn't. I'm saying that doesn't matter to me, the legacy. I know who you are.
So you be cool if your son plays Q. That would be okay.
My
Let's
kids not,
celebrate that Thanksgiving.
no, my kids are not into that, but I'm saying
I'll pass the
they can
smoke.
do all
Smoke.
smoke.
Would you be good with that?
No.
Thank you. And that's why we work hard to create legacies of getting to college, to getting to the fraternity. Even if you don't
No,
finish,
no, no. Fraternity. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Fraternity is not life. That's not life.
That's not
That's
life.
your life.
you're
That's
wrong.
not life.
And you
Because
don't,
my kid.
you
Hold
don't
on, wait a minute. You said that. I just want to answer to it. My kids are not in the fraternity. So is their life over? Does it expound or does it shorten? That has nothing to do with life. That's what you wanted to do in college. Like Monique said, it's the moment. It's the experience. That's an experience. That's not life. That's the life that you guys create. But that's a whole nother story. We'll do another podcast on Greek fraternities and all that.
Because
no,
some
But
people
I'm not
they're
a part of that. Because
denouncing their their
what I'm
their
saying is, I'm saying that's not life to me, JT. That's your life. That's
because some
not
people
everybody's life.
I'm
they're
saying, and that's why I asked you point blank. If your kids wanted to be a barber, you wouldn't show them the tricks of the trade, how to get customers, how to maintain customers. You wouldn't teach them all the shit you taught these young
If
barbers.
they wanted to do that,
but that's
but if
not
they didn't,
legacy though.
Y'all missed my point. All right, it's cool.
yeah. But if they don't want to do barman, that doesn't tarnish my legacy. They wanted to be an electrician, like Jazz said. Her son want to be. Like, I'll be just as happy for him. I'll be just as happy, just as happy. But yeah, everybody's different. So and that's just how it goes. What you think?
I'm done with it.
What you think, Monique? You were saying something.
Oh no, I was just going off of what JT was saying. It's some people who followed their family's legacy and went to schools and got into those sororities and fraternities, and those same people are now denouncing the letter because they found a different avenue.
Here
They
we go
found
with this shit.
that wasn't their they
Don't do
found
that, Monique. Don't do that.
what, bro, it's the
Don't
truth.
do,
There are people who are
smoke.
literally
Go ahead
denouncing
and
their
smoke.
legacy
Step
every
in
day.
before I go.
Hold on, JT. Let her finish. Let her finish. Hold on. Let me hear. Let me hear.
There are
You don't
people
have to agree with everybody,
there
JT,
are
but let her
people
talk.
are literally denouncing their letters every day, but they went and got those letters because their mom was Greek or their dad was Greek or
Absolutely.
whatever. But once they got into it, they realized this ain't what I want to do. This isn't
It happens all the time.
what I like.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, that's because they didn't pledge. And I'm going to put this shit out here on the internet. Skating ass motherfuckers, you didn't come through, you didn't earn it, so you got given some shit, and you want to say, it's not for me. You didn't earn it with blood, sweat, and tears. I did.
They walked in. They walked in, JT. They
What?
walked in.
Fuck out there with that skating shit. I don't do no.
Hold on. What are we talking about? We talking about a fraternity?
We talking about the same shit, man. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
Even if you didn't go through undergrad, why would you spend $5,000? And my mommy's a Delta, my grandma's a Delta. Like, oh, I believe I was brought into a false covenant. But I spent my parents' money. I spent my entire undergraduate career professing to love this shit. And then.
but don't people drop out of a pledge and all the time? Don't people drop out of pledge?
No.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I know people who dropped out.
Yeah.
I know people who dropped out of the pledge, that pledge Kappa, pledge Q. They didn't finish. They dropped out. They do it all the time, JT. Remember, I'm older than you. I've been your age. You ain't been my age. I know guys who didn't finish.
Like what trying to say me? I've been a Kappa. You ain't.
I ain't got to be a Kappa.
You know what?
I don't have to be a Kappa to know people.
Hey.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying I know people like you know people. I know people like you know people. Brother.
Don't come at me like that, Tim.
I ain't coming at you. I'm telling you something. I'm just telling you something. You got to listen first.
Don't know.
You got to listen. We done heard you for a half an hour, but we done heard you for an hour, bro. We trying to hear other people. Yeah, we trying to. You trying to take over. You said I ain't trying to take over. I'm saying we heard you already.
I think we need to just come back.
I'm saying I don't care. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care nothing about that fraternity stuff. I ain't in it. I don't care nothing about it. I'm talking about a trade or whatever else. We talking about trade or we talking about college. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. But I'm saying that's all we talking about is trade or that. I don't care about fraternity. I ain't in that stuff. I don't follow it. But I'm talking about a trade. What do kids want to do as far as when they go to college? Do they want to go to college or do they want to trade?
Let me ask my son.
Yeah, good. Yeah, bring a little young man on here. Yeah, bring a young man on here so we can get some real evidence here. All that stuff, I don't even want to hear that.
Because y'all doing a whole bunch of lot of stuff. We gonna ask a little person. Come here. That's not how you speak to me.
Hey, tell him to give us his age. You give us his age and what grade he in.
Yeah, come here.
Yeah, tell him to give us his age and what grade he is.
Hi,
Can we make this full
What's your
screen?
name?
I'm Dylan.
Okay, what's your age, Dylan?
I'm 13.
Okay, go ahead, Jazz.
Okay, so
What you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be like an engineer.
An engineer. Okay. You want to be electrical, mechanical?
Electrical.
Okay, electrical engineer. Okay. So that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And Jazz, what you say your other son want to do?
that's what Dave said would be engineer as well, didn't he?
I don't think so.
That's what he said at one point.
At one point, I think, yeah.
At one point, because his father is one.
Oh, okay. So you want to follow father's footsteps. And that's what JT was talking about. But that's, once again, I ain't going there. That's not necessary legacy. Jesus Christ, oh my goodness. But anyway, that's good, man. Do what you got to do. Whatever you do it to the fullest and you be the best at it. I don't care if you want to be a garbage man. Be the best garbage man you can be. Anything you do, always be the best at it.
All right.
Remember that.
Bye.
Bye. Is that it?
Yep, that's it. That's all we need. We need an intermission.
Right.
Because y'all acting up.
I love Tim. I'm gonna get a cut in a couple days.
If you don't shut your ass up.
What you say?
No, JT.
Oh, I was talking to my dog, JT. I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead.
You talking to your dog?
I thought you said something crazy.
To the dog, JT. You see, JT won't be.
Okay, he ready.
You know what thing I'ma say? JT respect the kids. He wasn't acting like that when the kids came on. JT was like, I'm an educator. JT. I'm gonna need y'all to act right because y'all been acting up because I wasn't here early. Is what it seemed like.
That's
Smoke
probably
ain't saying nothing.
That's
I'm being for real. The act up didn't happen until you came on. If you go back and watch this, It's been calm, cool, collective. We've been getting somewhere. We've been finding, a
It's
love
Jazz
You didn't
fault.
child.
say it's my energy.
Hey, didn't I tell you
I
that?
just came back from the skate party with the children, and I had a little couple of minutes, and I missed y'all.
Right. Look here. This thing ain't about none of that and all this coming for everybody. I don't even talk like that. That's back in the day. But what I'm saying is everybody not going to agree with everybody. And what you follow is what you teach your kids, is what you teach your kids. I'm just talking about what is the best way that you think in today's economy is to give your kids the best advantage. All that other stuff outside of this here, that's what you want to tell them to be, to grow up and to join. That's on you. I'm talking about this right here. Is
You,
which way is better for them
But
to
it's
hey,
not
succeed?
I think you like way through a shot, and I gotta respond to that. I'm sorry, no
No, I
disrespect.
said we're talking about this. I'm saying ain't no shot. You got to
Hey,
quit taking everything so personal, brother.
so
I'm
can I?
talking about the podcast. I'm saying,
You
hold on. You jumped in there because you wanted to answer so bad. I ain't throw a shot at you. I'm talking about a podcast. I'm
I
not
didn't
talking
say
about all
me.
that other stuff. Huh?
I didn't say you. I
I said
defer.
that. I said you were ready to come and respond
I
to
stand
what
up.
I'm saying. I'm just talking about which way is better. I ain't talking about all that other stuff.
Can I
I don't want to talk.
interject?
You determine which way is better from an individuality perspective for young black men, young black women, trying to figure
Yes.
out what life is. You can feed them trades. Like you are an excellent barber. I've been working with you for 20 years plus.
Yeah, that's
Can
a
you tell me
trade. Right.
marketing, my guy?
Right. That's a
I think
trade.
I'm a great principal. I think I'm a great educator. I think I'm a great manager. I don't think anybody can do it as good as I do. But
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Can I interject? Shut, girl.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Monique.
Go home. You better go. You better go home. Okay.
Go
So,
ahead.
can I interject? So, what I'm saying is, what I would like to say is, looking and I can't speak for anybody else, but I would say if it were me, I would look at my children's skill set. What are they good at? Like
Yeah.
JT said earlier, his dad said that you gonna be cursed because I ain't good with my hands. When I look at my children, I look at their skill set. I got one child who's great with his hands. He can build, he can do things. His mind can
Mm-hmm.
come up with concepts that I wouldn't even think of. If I had to, if someone said pick a career for your son right now based on this skill, my youngest, I would have him either doing architecture, construction, something that involves him using his mind to build. My oldest son, he ain't good with his hands. That my baby, he ain't good with that. But he ain't too good. He don't like school. So I'm never gonna force college down your throat because that's a waste of my money because I know you don't like doing schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
If
True.
I'm if I'm gonna pick a career for him, his career choice would probably something that's like policeman or fireman. He's all about law, following rules, making sure that you are structured,
Okay. All
making sure
right.
you are structured in that aspect.
Right. So
So
basically, you
if
go
it's
into your kids' best talents. You steer them using their best talent.
look at your talents, do
Yeah.
what
And
you
that's
good.
where you go.
Because if you call me and say, "Mama, I want to be a dancer," you ain't got no rhythm, baby. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest with you in that.
Yeah. I'm your mom. I can see it.
We're gonna have to put a whole lot of money into dance school for you to get some rhythm because you can't do that. So
Right.
I agree in the aspect of following your passion, but we also got to be realistic with our children and let them know, you ain't too good with that. We can try to invest into it, but
Yeah.
it's not for you. I
Yeah.
tried
You
to
never
one,
want to discourage them. Yeah.
one
But
of
you
my
also
children,
want to
he wanted to do.
Here's what I did.
He found out in,
go
in
ahead.
in 2 weeks that he can't play tennis like he thought he could. We can keep going to tennis lessons. I'll invest into you, but I'm not going to invest into something that I know 10 years down the line you're not even going to think about.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
do
What
do
you about to
what
say,
you're
Smoke?
do what you're good
Here's what
at.
me. Here's what me and my wife
Go ahead. We got 10 minutes. Go ahead. We're gonna
did.
sign off. But
We
go ahead, Smoke.
we told our children if you want to go to college,
Uh,
we'll make sure you go to college. But you only got one shot. If you
one
mess
shot?
up in the time, if you mess up in the town that you go, and you mess up or you stop or whatever, you can't go back on our dime because there's another one coming behind you, and they keep coming. So if you mess up that one time, then you got
Hmm.
to put the bill yourself. I'm gonna give you the
Mm,
opportunity, but you got to make the best of the opportunity because I had to
right.
put five through, and that's not easy. Trust
So
me.
if they mess up that one time, smoke, what do they have after that? I mean, what they gonna be? What they gonna have to do?
Then if they mess up that one time, then they got to go back. If they want to go back to school, it's on their dime
Can I get a piece of pizza?
I'm saying,
because
well, where's all this?
I got to pay for the I got to pay for the next one coming through. If you
Right, I was
mess
gonna say,
that
where
up,
all
I'm
this money
sorry.
coming from?
Right.
Yeah, where all this money gonna come from? With that being
I'm working two, three jobs. That's where
right,
we're coming from.
try to make that stuff happen. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty
That's
tough.
right.
There, they drop out and then try to go back, or but still, where you gonna live? Who gonna clothe you? Who gonna house you? Where's all that coming from? It sounds
I
easy,
give you.
but you know what I'm saying. But where's all
I'm
this
gonna
money
give
coming?
you the opportunity. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go to school. If you make it all 4 years, I got you all 4 years. But if
Okay,
you stop and you want to do something
right,
else,
right. That's my
and then you want to go back, it's on
right.
you.
Okay. There you
Yeah,
go. There you go. Because that's gonna cost money. But you say it just
yep,
ain't gonna
yep,
cost you money.
exactly.
All right.
Because I got too many. I had too many to put through.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. This ain't no drop in the bucket thing. Did D go to college? D went to college, did he?
Yeah, people in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought he was. Didn't one of your sons go to trade school?
My
Huh?
youngest son went to trade school.
Okay.
What you
He
about to
went.
say? What you say, Monique?
Monique, tell her she went out. She need to come back in.
I'm right here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can, but
Both,
your picture gone. Tell
yeah,
Monique she
both my daughters are RNs.
oh, there you go. Oh, I was gonna say if you can hear Monique, tell her she can come back in. Tell her to go out, come back in.
Oh, Monique, you got to go back out and come back in. We
Yeah, tell
can't
her
hear
she
you.
went out in the
Yeah,
studio. She
just
gone.
come out, just exit out and come back in.
Yeah, come back in. It dropped her for some reason, probably whatever she was doing. So we got about 7 more minutes. Jay, is it anything you want to say on this subject before we close out?
No, I'm good.
I'm just saying you could give not so much opinion on that, or something you might want to say, or
Oh no,
things.
I'm really good. I really just came on to see how y'all was doing. I didn't get to see y'all today.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I mean, we totally respect your opinion on whatever the subject is. That's why we enjoy you.
Hmm.
Monique, is there anything you want to say before we sign off?
Jazz, you can't leave us like that no more.
Y'all missing the children had a skate party.
You can't leave us like that no more, baby. You gonna have to be at the skate party on the camera or
Okay,
something,
Roddy on the camera. Hey,
Cause
she gonna have to do like you, drive and get on the podcast.
okay, cause you see, I be on it, but still be doing what I got to do, cause
You
you
know, I
know,
can't listen. My youngest son, he be tripping, girl. He be in his emotions. He ain't gonna like it.
cause yeah, it was a very good show tonight, though. It was.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Smoke, what you got, man? Before we get out of
I,
here.
I just want I just want to tell JT, SMIB baby, SMIB.
What that
Smith,
mean?
bro. Got it.
What SMIB mean?
None of your business.
Oh, see, there you go. There you
Lucy, what
go.
y'all do to JT tonight, man?
JT was cool. He was good
I
tonight.
didn't say nothing wrong to nobody. I mean, I like when it went at you, Monique, because you sound crazy half the
He,
time.
he always lightweight
I
come at
didn't
me,
say
but for the most part, we was hitting the same nail tonight, just from different angles. And then he went left a little bit, but it was
I
cool. Sometimes you
respectfully
go
agree
left.
to disagree. PWI graduate. No.
I am not a PWI graduate. I went to the first HBCU in the South, baby.
It doesn't show.
All right.
I didn't go to I did go to a PWI high school, but not an HBCU. That's why I
All
will tell
right.
black people. Now this for my people. If you do decide to go to a college, I know they tell you go PWI, you'll have a better chance of getting a career. If I'm being honest, start your first 4 years at an HBCU, then transition to a PWI. But as people of color, start at an HBCU. You like again, I went to an all white high school, like majority white high school. I didn't know that was that many black people, like that different of a demographic of black people. I got to meet every type of black person going to a HBCU. I grew up in a middle class suburban style neighborhood with majority white people and suburban black people. I had this idea of other black people because my mama used to always say, "Don't go over the tracks. If you go over the railroad tracks, you in a different type of environment. We that's a different type of black." So I never ventured to the other side of the railroad tracks. But then as I got older, I saw that there were educated hood black people.
Okay.
Like if you would like Washington people from the DMV, Washington, DC, Maryland, Virginia, they come across as some hood ignorant people. But it's not until you get to an HBCU that you realize those are some probably one of the most educated demographic of people that you can meet as far as black people are concerned. So I will say if you are ignorant as far as or naive as JT will put it as far as your culture, go to an HBCU so you can learn to appreciate your culture. Because I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
appreciate my culture until I went to an HBCU.
Church.
And we whooped Morgan State more times than I can count, but
Yo, Quinn, log off, cuz.
we
No,
not gonna go there.
Okay. JT, we about to sign off. Is there anything you want to say?
First of all, I want to give honor and respect to the host of this podcast, Tim. Thank you for the opportunity just to engage with.
Oh man, you say, man, it's all good.
No, I just want to say that, like, I enjoy this. Like, I look forward to Wednesdays. Like, the Capitol Boat Ride is going on right now downtown. It's going ham. I'm on the
See,
podcast.
Monique, you could be here for that, Monique.
I don't mess with the Greek people. I'm just playing, JT.
Hey, big bro, you've been my boss for 20 plus years.
Is that why we don't get along, Monique?
Hey, listen. This is the point of the podcast. We agree to disagree, and we all live our lives. We all raise our children the same way with different approaches.
Absolutely.
So as long as your kids are productive and they're doing well, and they ain't out here robbing and stealing and doing.
That's right.
Bless you. They don't gotta be no Masons. They don't gotta be no Kappas, no Alphas, no Qs, no Sigmas. It doesn't matter. But if we're having an intellectual conversation, a collective intellectual conversation about how we take care of the next generation, let's do that.
That sounds good.
You're a plumber or you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
I appreciate the subject matter. It was relevant. It was on time and on point. Thank you, brother, for allowing me to participate. I'm done.
Yeah. There's people watching, man. They watching, they listening, and they respect what y'all saying. So with that being said, we gonna bring in the music. Get ready to sign off. Jazz, make sure you in the car and you tune in because Monique don't like when you. She said she don't like being by herself. Yeah. Until next week.
See you, Smoke.
Now pay attention, tune in, like, subscribe.
Next week, JT.
Don't say shit.
I love y'all.
White Independence Day.
This podcast. Yeah, whatever that is. All right.